Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. She is the one named Sailor Moon. She will never turn her back on a friend. She is always there to defend. She is the one on whom we can depend. She is the one named Sailor. Sailor Venus, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter. Secret powers are so new to her. She is the one named Sailor Moon. Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight. When the sailors got to help fight, she is the one named Sailor Moon. She is the one named Sailor Moon. She is the one, Sailor Moon.
Hello, everyone. So happy that you guys could be here. I appreciate every single one of you. I guess it's happy Saturday night, depending on what side of the globe you're on, and happy Sunday morning to the rest of you. I guess depending on what time you watch this, anyway. So today is what I consider probably my third most favorite volume. We're going to go over volume 8. And quite frankly, I think this is one of her favorite mangas as well, because the art in this, especially the cover art, is just a little bit extra. But I am joined, as usual, and thankfully and gratefully, by the one and only Prince Lethal. How are you doing, sir?
I am well, thank you. Now, I actually got a little bit of a surprise that I saved for this stream.
Yes.
So first things first, we had Comic-Con over here last week.
Mm-hmm.
I got what I'm going to send to you. I'll be sending that in the next, probably by the end of this week.
You're so sweet. I love it. Thank you.
But I picked up something for myself while I was there.
Of course.
I think it'll be a good time to open this.
Oh my god!
So yeah, that's that. We're going to open this one up there. I saw this on the shelf. I'm like, yep, I'm grabbing that. Grabbing that.
Beautiful. I'm jealous.
So we're going to open this one up
So
first
jealous.
of all. Let's see how she goes. This is going to
You
probably
are
sit.
looking dashing today, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited. And you saved it.
Yep, I saved it.
Oh.
I saved it to open it on here. All right. I'm just going to mute this mic so you don't hear it all crinkling.
Psh, the crinkles make it worth it. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. I'm so jealous. Oh, it looks beautiful in the box. I can't wait to see it without all the plastic covering it. But guys, just if you love Lethal as much as I do, just drop a 1 in the chat, because here I'm gonna show some love. Da 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 da. Because we do love Lethal.
There she
You
is.
get a heart.
How cool is that?
Oh, she's gorgeous. That's amazing.
How cool is that? And that's going to sit right here. Look, her hair's all playable and all that.
Oh,
That's so awesome. That's going to sit there. But that's not all.
There's more. Oh my gosh, I'm getting spoiled.
I think it was around the start of the month. There was one that I saw that I really wanted, but they didn't ship in Australia.
Uh-oh.
So Mara
Yes.
actually helped me out with that. So she sent it over to where I am. Okay.
We love you, Mara.
And that would be this one.
You got it.
I got it. It came,
Oh.
I want to say about 3-4 days ago. But I saved it just for this as well. So let's open that. In fact, I'll mute myself again real quick.
Oh my gosh, Mara, you're amazing. We love you, Mara. You're amazing. I am so happy that you were able to get that for Lethal. Ah, awesome sauce. Mara, have you seen Top Gun Maverick yet? You should if you haven't. It's fantastic. I have missed great movies. Yes, I am absolutely gushing over it. Are you new here, Christopher? No, you're not. You know how much I love this stuff. Lethal is GOAT. Yes. You're gonna put a 0, Blabs.
I was playing chess with Blabs, and she needs a bit of practice, but that's what I'm there for.
She needs a bit of practice, eh? I thought you were gonna say that she's a savant, like it was gonna be Bobby Fischer. Oh, she's so
I'm Bobby
pretty.
Fischer.
You're Bobby Fischer?
She's playing checkers. She thinks we're playing checkers.
Oh, okay. You and I have to play chess sometime, Lethal. That could be fun.
I'd love to.
I'm sure you'll win. It's been many years. I actually love the sound of the crinkle plastic because I know what comes next.
It's like a kid on Christmas.
Kinda, sorta, but better because now that we're adults, we can do it whenever we want.
Oh, this one's awesome. So there's her pedestal that she's sitting on.
You made Blabs mad. Oh, that pedestal's gorgeous. Look at that detail.
And there she is.
Oh, she's lovely.
And she sits on it.
So delicate. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. That's breathtaking. I love it.
Neoqueen.
Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
So do you prefer Princess Serenity or Neoqueen Serenity? Make you split hairs here.
It's got to be Princess, I reckon.
Yes! Me too. Oh my gosh. Especially, I love my favorite, if I could ever find a statue from Sailor Moon R when it's her and Prince Darien with her wand out, I would a bajillion times 1,000 try and locate it.
So these are the two.
They're beautiful.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Got just a spot for both of them as well. But for now, they'll just sit here.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me to just get to see that. That was awesome. And ta-da! Look, I know that I am not a fan of Rini, but there's no denying how gorgeous this artwork is. Like, you simply, they're like, if I'm saying it's good, anybody that says this is bad is blind.
I agree. I agree with what you were saying before. It feels like this one, there was just this little, I don't know, maybe she had more time to work on it.
Maybe.
Something came up and she had more time, but this whole thing I felt was just a little bit of extra, love put into it. And you said it was your third favorite, correct? Favorite volume?
Yes.
For me, it's probably number 2. Not even Chibiusa could ruin this for me.
Not even.
Little demon.
Power of love overcomes all.
Yeah. In fact, I didn't even find her too annoying in this. But I also feel a part of that is because she wasn't in it as much as the last volume. But when she was in it, she wasn't super duper annoying.
Yeah, it wasn't all like, oh, yeah, I'm not in love with my dad anymore because a boy who is actually a horse kissed me type.
Yeah, it's pretty munted.
Like you said, less irritating.
So much better.
But before we kick it off, if you don't mind, Christopher has dropped $5 for us.
Oh, yeah.
Says, now Lethal needs to buy the Sailor Moon statue where you can remove her clothes. He knows which ones I'm talking about.
There's a 2B one that I'm going to get first, Christopher, where you can dress her.
Oh my. But you don't like hentai?
I'm not a hentai guy, but I appreciate craftsmanship.
Yes. Similar. You appreciate Playboy for the stories?
Yep, I read it for the articles.
Exactly. See, nothing but an absolute gentleman, folks. That is our Prince Lethal right there. Can I just say that I'm very sad that you and I won't be streaming on your channel in a few hours, even though it was Halo streams. Like, I so much enjoyed being with you and Disbrew and Mike and just having a good time.
I'm sure we'll come up with something, but tonight we get to rest. We get to rest tonight. We've done enough.
We get to talk about something we love, and it's glorious.
So how do you think this one stacks up to the last volume?
Okay, well, the picture you are currently showing right now, it's I think this one blows it out of the water, quite frankly. Between the panels, the art, that little bit of extra care, and quite frankly, I feel like the story moves better. There's more. I don't know if it's because of where we left off with like Hataru and everything. And there was just so much momentum, possibly, I guess, going into this one, even though I didn't care for the last volume near as much. I think this one just it handles the story really well.
What I liked about this one was it didn't waste this part's a lot shorter.
Yes.
But it kind of just got into it and just told what it had to say and didn't overstay its welcome. Because one thing that really bugs me in any form of medium is when something drags out.
Yes, or if it's the same. So like the one of the other things that bothers me is if it's the same trope over and over and over again, and nothing, like no new developments happen. Like one of I can't think of the manga off the top of my head. Ugh, I don't think it was Naruto. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Naruto. I cannot remember, but it was like at the end of each manga for like the first 4 volumes, the girl kept getting kidnapped by the opposite team. She was like a magic girl. It was like capture the flag, but she was the flag. And I was like, I'm really done with the whole like we're ending this manga with her getting kidnapped again just to get rescued again. So I mean, look at that. Look at how beautiful that is.
Yeah, that's awesome. That
I don't know. This whole like it would be very hard to mistake Uranus for a dude in this picture, by the way.
I know, right?
Like,
She's one of the most feminine ones in this whole thing.
In the entire thing. I absolutely love it. And it's so like they're so feminine and ethereal and beautiful in this picture. Like I love it. Oh, Dan, don't don't let Maza hear you say that. But yes, I don't know if it's the rose petals, which is like a nod to Tuxedo Mask, or if it's the fact that it's super hyper pigmented with the reds and so like you've got the super saturated blue eyes and green eyes, but then you even get that little bit of red with Pluto and Mini Moon. But like there's just something about this picture, she like extra care was taken with this.
Yeah, this is really, and like the way the colors in the background blend into each other as well.
Yes,
that's really cool, that one. And the way like all their hair's done the same color, like they're all matching. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. That. But one thing before we get into like the meat and potatoes of this, I love power-ups, and there is a lot of power-ups in this one.
Yes, it's so good. Oh, Raj, hi. Mwah, love you. Thank you for stopping by.
G'day. Everyone gets a buff in this, which I really like. Tuxedo Mask finally gets a massive power ramp, which was sorely overdue.
Yes, long overdue, and I think that's why his is a bit more significant than everybody else's.
Because it took longer to get, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she was like, oh, I should probably like give him some extra.
Ramp him up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And like his is like very, how can I put it? Like, because in the previous volume, he had that whole part where he was like, look, they're all so far beyond me. Like, look at what they can do. I can't do anything like that. I can kick ass, but they're on a whole other fucking level. And then this one, it's like, boom, right back up to the top of them. And then obviously, Sailor Moon gets a huge power up. She becomes Eternal Sailor Moon in this one. Rightfully so. It's her series. It's her story.
Yeah.
But everyone gets a massive power buff. All the Guardians get referred to as princesses.
Mm-hmm.
They have their castles that they talk about, like for a sentence and everything. Oh, and Queen, not Neoqueen, but Queen Serenity comes back.
Yeah.
Every time she's on page, it's like, oh yeah, here we go. Like she just has that pull every time she's on the page. Like, yes, I really want to read this page. It's like it'd be like a Darth Vader scene in Star Wars. You're like, oh shit, there he is. You know, that's the guy. Where like in this one, it's like, yep, there she is. I want to see what she does. And she has this wicked speech about how there's like good and bad in everyone. You know, you got to balance it, but you can't give too much into your bad and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Which her daughter then almost word for word recites. And sorry, did I just cut out for a sec?
Yeah, you cut out for just a second.
Yeah, so she recites it pretty much word for word. And then we get a little bit of Chibiusa, who, like I said before, actually didn't annoy me so much. And she kind of steps up a little bit and becomes way less annoying and starts to actually accept some responsibility, which, quite frankly, if they did at the start, we wouldn't have any of this drama that we have.
No, we wouldn't. We'd have none of it. And I think we would all appreciate that, honestly.
Yeah.
But hang on. Faye just dropped something that I'm slightly freaking out about. Hunter x Hunter is back?
Yeah, he's doing like 4 or 5 more chapters.
I didn't know that. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Yay. Thank you, Faye, for sharing that news. That's exciting. Yay.
Yeah, I saw he put something on Twitter, or like he made a Twitter or something. And he was like, yeah, I'm doing like 4 or 5 more chapters.
Oh, I'm going to go
pretty cool.
hunt that down. Oh,
now,
one second. I'm going to check the donation side really quick before, because we tend to get into these and like never stop, which I am totally fine with. But I think our last one, wasn't it 4 hours? Close
to. It was like a while.
It was long, but it was good. All right, let's see. One second. I can vamp. Yes, I can. There we go. All right. Found it. Oh, look at that panel. Pluto crystal power. Like, honest to God, I think I would be most terrified of Saturn transforming out of all of them. Just because she doesn't have the same discipline that Pluto does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've always thought like her. So it's a double-edged sword for me because I think her outfit is the least creative of all of them. But at the same time, it stands out the most for that reason, which, as it should, because it's like, hey, she can kind of kill everyone if she wants to.
She'll literally wipe out existence.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have 2 things on the donation side. So this isn't anonymous that's usually in our chats. It just says anonymous, and it simply says, I love you, Lethal, for $2.
Oh,
so
thank you. Christopher, I'm assuming.
Christopher did it? Okay. We're good. Yes, thank you, Christopher. We know it's you. And then Ding Dong Dan has come back, and for $2 says, sing us a song, Lady G. I would, but this is also Lethal's stream, and I don't think he wants to hear me sing.
Oh, maybe at the end?
At the end? Okay. We can do, I'll Ding Dong Dan does this to me like on my nostalgia streams too, but he never requests a song anymore. Like he used to, but now he's just like, sing a song. Like he makes me pick. So I'll think of something by the end of the stream, and I will not forget that you requested it, because I do usually try to follow through. If it's in my power, I try to follow through on super chats and donations. Why was your name mentioned, Christopher? Because on the streaming arts or the donation side, Streamlabs, it says anonymous for $2. It just says, I love Lethal.
I know it's you, Christopher. Don't have to hide it, dude. Don't have to hide it.
We're giving you full, and I'll be sure to send your $2 to you, Lethal.
Oh my god.
But yes, D-Day Direwolf, he does love Lethal. We all love Lethal. That's why there's all those ones in the chat.
That's because I love you all.
Yes. All right. So, Ding Dong Dan, I will sing something at the end. It will be brief, and hopefully it won't chase everyone off. Okay.
So the last volume ends with the Elders about to get into it. They're about to rock up to the fight, and here they are. So this is what I was saying before about how it doesn't waste too much time. Not that the last one did, but I do feel the last one was a bit long.
There was a lot more fluff in the last one.
Yeah, I feel like you could have taken the whole last chapter and put it in this one. So you could have...
What are you doing, Mazza?
You could have taken that whole last chapter and put it in this one. So
I agree.
The
But
last
again,
one would have ended with like the inners kind of being pretty much screwed, with Artemis becoming a human as well. And then this one starts with like the Outers. But I did like the ending. It's weird, isn't it? Because I think we both said that the best chapter was the last one.
It was the last
the
chapter.
Outers. Yeah.
And I
So
think
this is-
what she was going for was to try and propel your like interest or your anticipation for this volume. But you're right, like this literally just gets right into it.
Yeah. And then they kind of get into the fight as well. Oh, as we're going along. See, look at that.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's something about when she draws Neptune. It's like when she draws Mars. It's just a little bit extra on Neptune. You know what I mean?
True, but I've got to give this one to Pluto.
Mm.
That's so fucking badass. What did you think of
Gorgeous.
Luna's human form?
I don't hate it. I just I don't know. It's just really hard for me to see Luna as anything other than a cat. Like even in the S movie when she turns into Princess Snow Kaguya for that guy, I just have a really hard time seeing her as anything other than a cat. Like, and also, you know, I've said this before, I really do feel if Artemis had been the one that found Serena, it would have been a completely different situation. I think Luna's heart is in the right place, but I think she fundamentally misunderstands her role.
Yeah, well,
God, look
what
at
was
these
the
panels.
analogy? The analogy we gave was Artemis will give you like a life jacket and take you into the kiddie pool, whereas Luna will tie rocks to you and just push you in the deep end.
Yes, literally.
Yeah, how
literally,
good is all this, man? Especially
I mean,
that
the
page.
first
Holy
time
shit.
like she doesn't even explain to Serena exactly what she is or what she can do or what she's going to be facing. She just sort of like lets her transform and then boots her into the fight and then is literally sideline coaching as she does terrible.
She's getting her ass
She's
beat.
getting her ass beat. Tuxedo Mask has to show up and it's fantastic.
What do you think of the Amazons Quartet becoming Sailor Guardians?
I see how they did it. Why she did it, rather. I see the purpose behind it.
See, I think it was done really well. The fact that they were kind of like manipulated by the Dark Moon.
Yes.
And again, I got to give it to Rini. We've been hating on Rini. Not enough, in my opinion. We should hate on her more. But this volume did Rini some wonders. The fact that by the end, you know, they're all like, hey, we're going to be your guardians, you know, when it's your turn. When the torch get passed down, we'll be yours, you know. But until then, we've got to dip. And then Rini's like, okay, cool. Well, it's almost like Rini just needed a goal that wasn't incestual or bestiality like in order for her to get some drive behind her.
Yeah, that wasn't ruling Crystal Tokyo instead of her mom. Yeah.
It's like the jealousy's out the window. Now she has her own thing to aim towards because she's like, oh cool, I'm gonna have them as, you know, that's gonna be my version of Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. Yeah. But until then, you know, she's just got to get good. So I quite liked how they did it. Honestly, I really like the Amazons Quartet. I think they're fantastic.
I think that they are probably next to the Knights. I think they're probably my favorite ensemble villain.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to top the Knights. Though,
yeah, it is.
They came out pretty hard.
I still maintain that we need just a side manga with the adventures of Darien's boys, because he held that bro code to the gold standard, guys. Like, just gold standard. And, you know, just see them and the Sailor Scouts sort of adventuring across the galaxy and the universe and whatnot.
I still like my pitch. It's the Hangover, but with them.
I'd read that too. I would read that too.
How's Uranus going in there? You know, kind of just rushing at him with her sword. Well, ironic, isn't it? That could have a double meaning. Which either way, it's both stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much like the whole first chapter of this is kind of like the Outer starting to get involved in the fight, and Usagi, because Usagi's sick as well because she got her lungs infected, which she got from Darien, which obviously is part of the whole Dark Moon and all that type of stuff. And this part I will admit was a little bit weird. It's like, hey, I'm really, really sick, but they're there. I should go and help them as well.
Yeah, Serena has this problem where she's literally, I don't think she realizes, like, if she dies, Mini Moon is never born. And, like, the fate of the galaxy is literally shattered if she dies. But yet she keeps putting herself in these situations where she could die because Pluto has reminded her time and time again. And, like, we get, in season 1, we get that, I think it's the second volume, maybe the third one, I can't remember exactly, but where you literally see like the different doors, like, because the future's not set in stone. So it's not like Serena knows she's not gonna die. Like, when she makes these choices, she could potentially die and change the future, and Pluto has warned her about that. So, like, you know, considering everything that's riding on her, she sure runs into these situations with very little concern for her safety. I know that that's part of what makes her her, but also, like, sometimes big picture is a thing that you got to think about.
How good's that panel?
Yes. See, I'm telling you, like, Neptune, there's just something about Neptune when she draws her, specifically in this volume.
So even like right from here as well, it's already starting to give Chibiusa a bit more push as well. Thank God, because you couldn't do a whole story. Like, you couldn't keep going with the way she is. It was just getting too ridiculous.
It really
Especially
was.
that last volume as well. Like, obviously, the volume where she's introduced is just sets the tone of how bad she actually is. But that last volume was just pushing it a bit too much, I reckon. I'm like, really? We're
really
back to
far.
You've got the crush on your dad. Not in the way of like, oh, my dad's cool. No, you actually want to bang your dad because you're jealous of your mum having a boyfriend type shit.
And then one boy gives you attention who is actually a freaking horse.
Yeah.
Well, and like, now you don't even want to go see your sick dad.
Yeah.
Like, it was not good.
Getting too full on. It was getting a bit ridiculous as well. Like, it was getting borderline stupid. And I think that's why I was a bit iffy on the last volume. But then pretty much from the get-go, you know, they kind of start to just move away from all that type of stuff very quickly by having, like, you know, the Neptune mirror and all that type of stuff, giving her a bit more push as well. Hey, there's a Luna. I wish Luna would get more of a role as well going forward.
I think it's kind of, you know, we've said this before, it's kind of a Molly situation. She didn't really know what to do with Luna after, because like Serena has far and away surpassed what anything that Luna could train her for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think if there would have been, I don't know, some sort of purpose still for Luna outside of companion.
Yep.
I think it would have gone a lot better.
It's almost like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball going into Dragon Ball Z. It's like, well, now you're just way out of your league.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's all too much now. Yeah, so as that fight's gone, pretty much a lot of this is all just one big fight as well. One continuous fight that just leads into the next one and into the next one. A lot of Rini running into situations by herself though, which is still a bit annoying. Now, we
Yeah.
do actually get quite a few flashes of her as Neoqueen Serenity as well. Oh, and then later we get a flashback with her as an actual child. Did you enjoy the child flashback?
I did. I thought it was well placed, and it was really, I don't know, I really liked it. I thought it was sweet.
And the villain, do you think the villain is just a barrel B? Especially with the whole
yeah,
no, go on.
she's not my favorite. She's not. I mean, Beryl did it better, and like we have Galaxia coming up,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. Like it's not like she's not.
I just felt they kind of retreaded it a little bit before because she has this moment during the flashback where she was like, I pretty much just hate your mum. It's like, well, isn't that Barrel's story as well?
Yeah,
I kind of just hate your mum.
and like it would have made sense if this was like Beryl's sister or maybe even Beryl reincarnated. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But they never really. That thread isn't there. They've never made that connection. And so, like, I would have really liked if this had been because we're talking about dreams, and she's currently trapped behind a mirror.
Mhm.
So if this had been the fragment of Beryl that had survived, in the mirror dimension, and had been coaxed to life by this presence, like this evil presence or whatever, or had been somehow reawakened, and she was trying to step through the mirror through people's dreams and either like incarnate herself in Serena or Rini's body or one of the sailors, something like that. I think that would have been a stronger storyline, and would have made sense why she had a similar backstory to Beryl's. But I think
I get what you mean. I like the whole dream aspect of
yeah.
it, but it was just, I don't know. I felt we were just retreading a bit of Barrel stuff,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the whole flashbacks of pretty much hating the mother.
Yeah.
It was interesting the way it was like, she put the curse on him, and they were like, well, is the curse what put everything into effect? And I'm glad they got away from that. That was just her fucking with them, trying to
Yeah.
put that into their heads, because that would have been one of those moments where it's like, oh, so the first villain doesn't really count for shit anymore because it was all predestined from something that wasn't planned to happen. But then that's just her trying to get into their head and set that up. When really, I think it goes to the Outer Guardians, because remember they can remember everything that happened, and they're like, nah, bullshit. It was like they describe it as the worst case. It was like the worst dominoes game you could possibly think of. One thing just led to another and knocked down another. It wasn't some curse. It was just a chain reaction of terrible events. Now, speaking of all the dreams and all that stuff, we get a bit of them as kids. They have that weird dream where she's like late for school and he's already made her breakfast and all that type of stuff. What did you make of that? I thought it was a bit why.
Yeah, I think it's to try and make them feel, I don't want to say like
it does have a payoff at the end, but I think they could have gone about it instead of
a different way.
Yeah, because in the first volume, they swapped bodies for a brief part, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Usagi and Chibiusa swap bodies, and that ended up being like a nothing burger. It just kind of happened.
That was a nada.
Whereas in this one, it's like it's got a payoff, but I don't understand why they had to do the whole that's de-age them for their dream, especially when she's talking about going to school and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not entirely like, I do know, at least in the anime, where like the focus was children's dreams, because children's dreams are more powerful, because they're not limited by the same type of stuff that adults are, where we've got sort of the mundane and we've the whole thing. If you remember that line, it's like grown-ups forgot how to dream, so their
Yeah.
dreams aren't as potent. And so maybe that's really the only rationale I can come up with, is because the children's dreams are just that much more powerful.
Yeah, like how kids are just way more creative in that way.
Yeah.
Whereas adults are more logical, going, that's just ridiculous, that can't happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that starts to bleed into their dreams, and so their dreams are less potent, less powerful, and it's more just to sort of, rather than to take your imagination to places that are unheard of, it's really, you only dream when you're an adult to like keep yourself sane.
Yeah, fair enough. I really like it whenever they lean into the whole circus aspect of their
Yes,
characters.
I've been
Every time they start doing
waiting.
shit like that, I love it.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that.
You know, come on, welcome. You know, all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
I think
the
they should have done it
trapeze.
more.
Yes, I agree. I think even though there's a crap ton of fluff in the anime, I do appreciate, like, there's a lot of circus element in the anime.
Yeah, even
And-
when they're just talking, they're like
Yes.
doing like aerobic stuff and all that type of stuff. You know, what's it called where you swing from one and
Trapeze artist. Yeah.
They're doing a lot of trapeze stuff, even when they're just talking. You're like, yeah, that stuff's cool. They should have done more of that.
Yes.
It gives them a bit of personality as well. Not that they don't have enough personality, but because I mean, they talk shit. All they do is just talk mad shit, and go from there. But it's way cooler when they're talking like that, while doing trapeze stuff and all that.
Yeah, I like when I can't remember which one it is, but she's literally on the ball, like she's that giant ball, and she's rolling it around on top, like she's on top of it rolling around the ring, but she's just talking, but it's like an aspect of her, and so she's just doing a balancing act on this ball. I think that's one of my favorite parts too. So yeah, for sure. What did you think of the Super S movie?
The Super S movie?
It is my least favorite of the movies.
It might be my least favorite as well. I think it's a bit forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of... I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, like, I'm not a huge fan of how they use candy to lure, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very much the creep in the van type situation. But yeah, I think the series, the Super S series, is not bad. It's the exact opposite for me when it comes to Sailor Moon R. I love the Sailor Moon R movie. That one is my favorite. But the series I'm not super crazy about, and of course that's mostly due to Chibiusa. And then S, I'm just kind of like meh, like it's not great, but it's not terrible. You know what I mean? And then we get into Super S, and I'm like, I don't mind the series, but the movie, like you said, is just kind of forgettable.
So I reckon Super S might actually be my least favorite of all the seasons.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say Super S is probably the worst, actually, now that I think about it. Movie, show, altogether. I think the manga blows it out the water.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Super S is always what I dread going back to. I'm like, oh, God, we're back to Super S.
Yeah, there is just a lot of fluff in this series. Like, a lot. And I don't know if that's because Deke didn't know what to do.
I also think it's because the manga story is noticeably shorter.
Yeah. And a lot more, like, you know, we didn't get a lot of the gore and the zombie and the, like, I mean, this series is actually pretty graphic when you get into the manga, and the anime really pulled back on that, at least the dubs.
Fucking by far, yep.
And I think the problem with that is when you get into the Super S anime series for the dubs, it it's like 85 to 90% fluff.
Yeah. Super S has a lot of filler.
Mm-hmm.
Zirconia, I actually think is the better villain of the whole storyline, even though she's like the B villain of
Yeah,
it all.
the
I think
conduit for the real villain.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she's just a conduit, and there's a lot of like mirrors and stuff going on with like broken glass and all that, which has a bit of a deeper meaning. But I don't know. I think is this because the B villain's really cool or the A villain's really shit? Not that I think the main villain's overly terrible. I just think it's a retread of what's already been done.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I agree with you. I think it's probably a mix of both. I think that Zirconia is just more what you kind of come to expect when you see a villain who is supposed to be ancient and full of hatred and spite. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's just like that is very Barrel-esque.
That's very Barrel, yeah. You could almost mistake it for Barrel.
Yeah, and it's so hard to kind of like let that go, like to not see Barrel. And like I said, she never she never picked up threads where it was like a piece of Barrel's soul that survived in the mirror dimension, or a sibling that got sealed away by Barrel, or something like that. They never picked that up. So it's just the parallels are really close. I love that picture where they're all in bed, just like snuggling kitties with Diana. And I don't know, it's just endearing and sweet. This whole picture is just
wholesome.
Really wholesome.
Elysium. I like the whole idea of it.
Yes, I do too.
Finally giving him like a kingdom and all that type of stuff. And another thing about her being a Barrel wannabe is towards the end, she's talking and she was like, "Oh, you should have married me. I was supposed to marry you." Like, isn't that pretty much what Barrel said?
Yeah. Pretty close.
So it's this whole thing that you're jealous of her mum because her mum was a queen and then her daughter ended up with the dude that you wanted to be with. Is this whole thing just jealousy?
Yeah, it sort of does come off like that. And I don't know if it's because it's her name, but like, so you have, so I don't know. Nehelenia just, I don't know. There's something about something about her name. I don't know what it is. I wish it was, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but like when I hear that name, and I think of like, this is going to sound so stupid.
Try me.
I literally think of Nala from The Lion King. Like, I'm like, she's a queen who has an attitude, and, I don't know, like, just something about, it's like Nehelenia and Nala, and one's a lion, and they're in, like, it's so stupid, but I don't know. Her name just makes me think of Nala. And that's a problem because she's supposed to be this dark queen of dreams. And then her attitude her whole story reminds me of Beryl. So, like, she's not really a definable character on her own. You know what I mean?
As opposed to Zirconia, which is like a wicked name because, it's like a fake diamond.
Yes, exactly. So and at least with like Fisheye and Tiger's Eye and Hawkeye, like,
it's obvious.
It lends you like, okay, clearly they're attached to these three are attached to these specific animals. This is what their powers are. This is what they're capable of. And then of course you've got the Amazon Quartet, and so Amazon, immediately you think of them as being women, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then they each break down their own powers, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. Like, because Para is the blue one, and then Bisu, I think, is the leader, right? I can't remember their names. But regardless, like, together they make a really solid team. And like I said, I think they're my favorite ensemble after the Knights, which is interesting because because Knights were Darien's right hand, and the Amazon Quartet will be Rini's right hand.
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of cool. I never thought about that.
Yeah, interesting dynamic there. So this is the part I was talking about where it's like them as like hit, like they're still them, but they're like de-aged or aged down type thing, and she's like doing the classic Usagi, holy shit, I slept in. And they're like, no, like you woke up an hour early, we're having a massive breakfast, it's gonna be hella lit. And she's like, oh, I woke up a whole hour early, I didn't do my homework. And then he's like, no, we've already done it and I've already put it in your bag. And her whole thing is like, is he always this nice to me? Normally he's a bit more stern and being like, oh my God, did you actually sleep in again? What the fuck? Wow, you didn't do your homework. Oh my God. You know, he's a bit more like that. And it's her just kind of like I said, I understand the punchline because there's a good punchline at the end where they're like, what is your dream? You know, what is your ultimate dream? It all builds up to that. And that's magnificent. Like the conclusion to that whole little story arc, mini story arc within a story arc, awesome. But like her whole thing of being like, is he normally this nice to me? Like, what was the point of this?
Yeah, I feel you. Like I said, the only thing I can come up with, and it's not because of the manga, it's because of the anime, is because the children's dreams are more powerful. But even that is kind of pushing it, honestly.
But yeah, so that's their whole thing. But then they end up in Elysium, and I love this.
I do.
Earth's Kingdom.
It's about time because, like, the Moon Kingdom has been destroyed, but we've not gotten to see Earth Kingdom. Like, what did Darien sacrifice? What was lost because of Beryl on Earth? You know what I mean? We never have gotten to see that just yet. So
all the roses as well. Oops, all those roses. It's all like, yeah, it's awesome. Then like I think we start talking about the Golden Kingdom. Yeah, it is here, and they start talking about the Golden Crystal as well. Ironic, isn't it? She gets the silver crystal. He gets the golden crystal. Yeah. Let's go. Manpower, even though she's like way more powerful.
Yeah. But I'm so happy he gets this power buff. And I love this panel.
All the Tuxedo Mask stuff in this volume is awesome.
Yes.
Helios being like, hey, I'm like what's the word?
A priest.
Priest. Yep. He's like a priest. Like, you're my prince, you know, Earth Kingdom. All that stuff that he gets in this, fucking awesome. Gets a huge power buff and everything as well. You get to see like how, and it kind of puts everything, it brings everything back to its roots a little bit more as well. Because like, you know, she was the princess of the Moon Kingdom. You know, he had the Earth Kingdom. Bit of a Romeo and Juliet. They're never supposed to actually, you know, go and like, pretty much they fell in love and they were like, fuck my responsibilities type stuff.
Kind of, yeah. Well, and because the whole thing was that, you know, the Moon Kingdom was meant to sort of help protect Earth because Earth was where humans lived. Like, that was the thing. There was so much life and so much potential, and the moon, obviously being in Earth's orbit, was there to help protect it. And then the other princesses, the other kingdoms agreed to follow the Moon Kingdom. And then, you know, it was supposed to be like the silver crystal stays out of Earth so that Earth doesn't get too powerful, and the golden crystal stays away from the moon so the moon doesn't get too powerful. And Serena and Darien were like, nope. Don't care. Look at I love it. Love it so much.
Yeah, I was just looking at that one as well. That is a really good one, that. Even the background's awesome. Is that?
Yes,
there's one page coming up where you see it's a bit, I'll jump out to me. You go, oh, we're talking about how high the quality is. There's one page you go, oh, what happened to that one?
Yeah. It'll be all right, though. Serena's just like stupid pretty too. Like
Mm.
she's just freaking gorgeous. But
This whole part is like kind of just going over what we just went over then as
yeah.
well, and how that
Do.
the crystals inside him and all that type of stuff. Because that of course it was going to be. And yeah, they had the same dream. They want to protect everyone, so everyone can live in peace. And then like, yeah, we want to do it together. And they're like, yeah, our dream is the same. And I'm like, yeah, see, that's all cool. I think that's all
Same.
fucking awesome. I think that's an excellent conclusion to that little thread there.
Yes.
But the whole thing, I still think the whole thing of them being children was just a little weird, but whatever. Not weird, just I don't know what the point was.
Yeah, I don't either. I can't answer that for you. I don't know. I wish I could.
And then we have more Helios as well, which is, you know, him basically being fucked up by not Barrel. See, look at that image there. That is pretty much a copy and paste of Barrel.
I think she was trying to go for like, because the hair, like, it's very Dark Lady as well.
Yep.
Like with the hair and the outfit and everything. So I think she was trying to recapture some of that horror element.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, we've already seen Nehelenia. We've already seen her in the mirror dimension with Pegasus locked away in the cage. Like, you know what I mean? And so the reveal, like, it didn't have that same gravitas that it did when, like, we saw Beryl for the first time.
Yeah.
At least for me.
No, I'm with you on that. And yeah, they all meet back up together. We get this fucking excellent panel as well.
Mm-hmm.
That might be one of the best panels of the whole volume, actually. That's fucking awesome.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
What's this part here? Oh,
this is. Yeah, they just. Oh, yeah, this is not in the anime.
Yeah, this part is not in the anime.
It's like, hundreds of people just died, by the way.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead people going on there. Everyone's burning. It's basically everyone's burning and breathing in toxic fumes. It's not a good time. It's not a good time for anyone involved.
Yeah.
But then they're talking about using, and it's like how one of his powers, which they bring up every now and then. I'm glad they don't forget it. Is like he's basically a healer, in a lot of ways as well, and the way that he can like feel the earth being fucked up, especially by stuff like this. And they're talking about, you know, we gotta heal everything as well, and they need Helios' help to purify everything. And then and when he does do it, it doesn't kill Helios, but in gamer terms, it puts him to 1 HP.
Yeah, he is of no use to anybody for quite some time.
Yeah, he basically uses like 99.99% of his power to get the heals going on for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this panel here as well where it shows him like dying almost.
Yeah, but like Darien's able to finally take a breath.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time, but he's like,
he's been poisoned, like pretty much the whole story as well.
Yep. And Rini couldn't give two shits.
No. Rini had boy attention. So fuck my dying dad. And they kind of use this as their opportunity. Well, the villains use this as their opportunity as well to get into Elysium as well, which, as you can imagine, is bad juju.
Very bad. But they are not aware that Darien has the golden crystal inside of him yet. Yes. They do not know that. This
here, like Zirconia, to me, this screams more, you know, big bad of the story.
Correct. I agree. Yeah.
You know, big, huge, overlooming presence as well. I love how, like, you know, the cape is kind of drawn as like a galaxy.
Yeah, like a black hole almost.
Yeah, a black hole, you know, devouring a galaxy, which to an extent is kind of what's happening to Earth at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, they kind of get dropped as well. They get fucked up. Yep. It's always cool. I love these moments as well where they spend up quite a bit of time to build up, you know, to like we're saying, hey, we're going to start pushing out these characters to be a bit more powerful. And then it shows that they're still not quite powerful enough.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like a Rey from Star Wars, for example. They'll be like, nah, you're totally fine now, man. You swung a lightsaber once, you're basically a master. Whereas, like, you know, they need it puts more stakes into the situation as well, because we see them become a bit more powerful.
Yes.
And they still get fucked up by the villain. So
And
there's always that little bit extra step to go as well.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, because this isn't, they've not fought against like dream magic before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're also, none of them have that kind of, I think the reason Neptune, oh, look at that panel. I think the reason Neptune has that little bit of extra care is because she walked, like, her thing is mirrors. Her thing is dimensional battle.
Yes.
So like Neptune is incredibly useful because that is like her thing. Like Serena and Darien don't. We got that freaking panel with Serena. Like, look at that. It's absolutely freaking terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you don't see that one. Or you don't see anything like that in the anime.
No.
Like
you're convinced she's dead. Like, her skin has melted off and she's aged 100 years.
She looks like Mozza yesterday on his stream. Yeah, you don't see anything like that. And then especially when you got like Venus being like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Holding what she
like
thinks
melting.
Is her dead body in her hands. Yeah.
You don't see anything like that in the anime, and because I think just that image alone would probably bump it off its time slot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it was interesting to me because when I got older and I realized there was a manga and I went and read the manga, I was like, dude, this should have been Adult Swim stuff. Like, Sailor Moon definitely should have been on Adult Swim, not Toonami. But
especially the anime never really put into perspective, like, every time there's like a huge villain attack, like, the anime just goes, oh look, it's raining a lot more than normal, that's weird. Yeah. Whereas in the manga, they're like, nah, it's a full-on Noah's Ark flood.
It's like, oh, hundreds of people just died. Yeah. Nope, there was just a bright light, everybody's fine. Everything's fine.
This is all a bad dream. It's all a dream. It's all a dream. It's very dream touching. And that one as well. That's the one that I took a photo of to send that to someone this morning. I was flicking back through it. Look at that.
Yeah, like,
that's some Freddy Krueger shit.
Yes, absolutely. There is so much. It's the freaking it's the horror element. We're literally looking at like the nightmare side. Like, we had the dreams, now we're having the nightmares. Yeah, yes, now we're having nightmares.
I'm all for a good nightmare moment as well. And look at her fingers; it's all fucking deformed and everything. Now that is an awesome picture. That.
Yes.
Look at that. Everyone's on the ground dead as well. That's just bit gnarly. Like, bit gnarly.
Yep. You've got, because of course Zirconia and Nehelenia have gotten into Elysium, and so now the Kingdom of Dreams is the Kingdom of Nightmares. So
in the way I'll see, I might get the magnifying glass again. That kind of looks like a skull.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like that where you go, what the fuck is that picture, man?
Yep.
And again, this is why I think Zirconia just screams more a villain, main villain. Like, I know this is a bit of a stretch, but it's almost like a panel from Berserk. The way it's like all dark and there's like images within images of just fucked up shit.
Yeah. No, I agree. I actually only started reading Berserk recently. I just got, like, I've had it for a while, but I just got into it. And yeah, that shit's dark. Like, this is not, someone asked me, they were like, would you recommend, Berserk to like get into anime? And I was like, oh dude, no, I wouldn't. You better be very familiar with anime before you crack open Berserk. For sure.
That might be the next one we should do after Sailor Moon. Let's do Berserk, maybe.
I'm game.
Berserk.
We went full speed into heavy stuff. I'm here for it. I like it. Aw, Diana.
Yeah, so we go from Berserk page to Kitty.
Kitty. Yeah, again, they're just, even with Luna and Artemis teamed up, like they're just out of their depth.
Yeah, it's just gone beyond what they can possibly help with as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad they haven't been dropped completely. They've kind of taken a mission control type role, which fair enough. But it would still be nice to see them pop up more often and, maybe just throw out maybe like some lore or something going like, hey, I recognize that chick. She was at the party on the moon. Yeah, she's no good.
Yeah. Your mom
they
sealed
could
her
have
away in
done
a
that.
mirror, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think lore master and, like knowledge base would be a better role for them for sure. But also, like, quite frankly, Luna's got claws. Like, she could distract, she could scratch. Blind your enemy. You're giving the scouts a pretty good advantage.
Do you remember when Tuxedo Mask was mind controlled?
Yeah.
And Luna tried that?
Yes. Scratched the shit out of his face to try and break it.
Didn't really work out for her well, did it?
Well, she just has to get faster at dodging away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, scratch and flee. There you go.
I don't know. After that beating she took, I can understand being like, nah, I'm staying.
I'm gonna stay over here. Go ahead, Serena. You got this. Woo woo.
There's Earth
Moon power. You got it. Yeah.
See, this is most of the time you see them is in these types of moments now where they're like, oh, Earth's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
That's the most of the role they take or going into these later stories as well.
Did we also notice
this is
the
definitely
Luna
a later
ball just
story.
kind of disappeared?
Sorry?
The Luna ball sort of just disappeared.
Yes. I didn't.
Gone.
Now that you mention it, it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Which, especially in this series, some of the stuff it was capable of would have come in handy for sure.
Wonder why they dropped that in this one. When was the last time we saw it? Did she have it in the last volume when she went to see Usagi when she was sick?
Nope, she didn't have it. It just kind of vanished.
Yeah, they just kind of ditched it, hey?
Sort of like Molly.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the Luna Balls with Molly.
Luna Balls with Molly.
Hanging out with Usagi's mum, dad, and brother.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I always thought would be cool is to have both of Usagi's mums somehow contact.
Yes.
Like maybe have like Queen Serenity appear to her in a dream, talk with her, talk about how much she appreciates her, for raising Usagi for her and all that type of stuff. Then just like wipe her memory. I just gotta say thank you.
I would love that. I would love that storyline so much.
Or even like she just appears before him and like just like the mum, the dad, the brother, they're all out doing something and she's just there watching him or something, being like, "Oh my god, I love you people." Mm-hmm. But I can't say hi to you because it will fuck up time or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and imagine how hard that would be for Serena too. Like she, like, this is my mom, but also it's my mom from back then, and like, oh man, that'd be a hell of a storyline, but that'd be gut wrenching.
Yeah, that would be sad. That'd be really sad.
Yes. And this Darien's just slapping the shit out of everybody.
He's just running around slapping everyone.
When I read this panel for the first time, it took me a second to realize it's Darien slapping the shit out of everybody, and I laughed so freaking hard.
She's got her hand on her cheek, and there's a mark on her cheek. Like, ow, what the fuck?
It's like, it's a nightmare. Like, all right, bitch, did you have to hit me that hard? Be like, it wasn't abuse. I was saving your life.
Oh, you can't help but think, man. He's probably been wanting to slap the crap out of him a few times. He's wanted to slap him.
Oh, I'm sure.
This is my moment. Now I can righteously slap him.
Slap and save lives. What more could you ask for? It's every man's dream, apparently.
And I might be wrong here, but this kind of looks like a backhand.
Yes, it does. Yep. Crossing that line between discipline and abuse. Be like, look, lives are on the line. I had to do what I had to do. I was a hero. with my
You couldn't,
backhand.
you couldn't pinch them, throw some water on them. Nah, I made my
Nope.
choice.
Could you imagine? Okay. Could you imagine if he threw water on them in their white sailor suits?
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't
Lethal.
think of that. Yeah. All of a sudden, physical harm sounding like the
The only way to go.
the least cancelable of options.
Oh man. Just like start shaking the absolute crap out of them.
Shake him? You could have shaken him? Nah, I'm gonna slap these hoes.
Slap them. Slap a bitch.
Slap a bitch. Is Darien gonna have to slap a bitch?
Oh man.
There's the skull again.
All the series, all the volumes, all the everything, and this is the most powerful he has been through the whole damn thing. He's just smacking the crap out of everybody.
What's the first thing you do with your power buff? I'm gonna go slap these women.
Slap the shit out of the Sailor Scouts.
I've been wanting to slap these girls for 7 volumes. Some of the shit they say and do, they need a slapping. Oh, good. Now that I got that golden crystal, I'm gonna slap a bitch. Oh, base. Yeah, there's that skull again as well.
Yeah.
See, that's just, to me, that's more, especially this one as well. Creepy eyes and all that.
Woo! Like
Everything
I know
about this is just main villain.
The thing for like evil, like when the eyes go black and everything like that. But I'm telling you, this, like something about this when their eyes white out like that, it's like a whole other level of malice that comes through. It's just
creepy.
Yes.
Creepy, and it really contrasts as well with like the way like that looks like a face in itself.
Yes. And it's literally, it's like it's sucking the soul and like the life from around it into it, which is what's happening. And now Darien's just over here. So first he's slapping people, and now he's gonna yell at Zirconia. He's just straight up like, Zirconia, knock it off.
I'll slap you too.
I'll turn my pimp hand on you.
Hey, just to put this in perspective, the power buff he just got, he could slap the shit out of Will Smith.
Yes, he could. Yes, he could.
Yeah. Look at that. Look how good that is.
So pretty. See what I'm saying? Like, she's just stupid gorgeous. I love it.
Oh.
I love pretty. I know it's literally called Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon, but I miss attractive heroines. Like, I'm so over the flabby, blabby dad bods and they're not even mom bods. It's just women who are like, you need to love me how I am, and I can be a hero when I'm 65 pounds overweight and have pre-diabetes problems. Like, no, just get into shape, look good. I want to see pretty people on screen killing the bad guy and making out. The thing
is, like, it's supposed to be like, okay, you're telling your average person walking down the street, okay, you're telling me they're going to be able to run for miles on end while fighting whatever it is they're fighting?
Right?
Like, no, it's got to be someone that's ridiculously fit beyond beyond what's realistically possible for a human.
Exactly. Like, adrenaline's only going to get you so far. Yeah, you can be scared for your life, but there's a reason. Like, there's going to be a horrible example, but it's the only one I can think of right now. There's a reason people die in Jurassic Park. You think that if you're faced with actual dinosaurs, your adrenaline isn't going to be like on
over the top,
freaking level 11 the whole time? But like, the average person is going to die. The average person dies. The only reason the kids survive is because the kid is like a freaking genius and she's a hacker. Like, they survived because they listened to the dinosaur expert. And he survived because he has an incredible knowledge of dinosaurs and basically like how to survive around them. Mm-hmm. But, with this situation, like, you can't just pull a freaking be like, oh, there's Susan. She's 37 and overweight, out of shape, has never run more than an eighth of a mile in her life. And that was to get to the bathroom at, freaking Universal Studios. And she's gonna slay the 7-headed dragon. Yeah, I think not. You know what I mean? Like, give me someone who is at peak human, because like what they're gonna have to combat is going to push them beyond what even peak humans can do. So you're only gonna have to be at the peak because you're gonna have to push yourself further. I'm sorry, Susan, you're just not gonna do it.
I mean, like, if you're drawing like your own series of whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like, you know, like a horror or something like that, why would you want to make your character ugly?
Right? I don't get it. It's a self-esteem thing. Girls are weird. Lethal, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Girls are okay with other pretty girls as long as they're not prettier than them. These are insecure women. This is not all women. But women who are super insecure, or they seek validation from others, or their self-esteem is not really self-esteem, it's other people esteem. Yeah, they're not good with people being more attractive than them. Not even in their own heads.
This is drawn by a woman as well.
Yes, she is obviously very comfortable with herself. Her self-esteem, like, she wanted to tell a good story. She wanted her characters to be beautiful. She wanted to put out there that you can be gorgeous and kick ass. And that,
I mean, like the Amazons, the Amazon Quartet as well. You got like they're all like one misstep away from a nip slip.
yeah, absolutely. But she's literally not ashamed of like, that's the other thing too. There's a difference between being like ashamed of the female body and trying to cover it up, and then just straight up frumping the crap out of your leading lady because you don't want to be overshadowed as the author or the writer or whatever. And like, the problem is, I can't believe I'm gonna say, if it's going to take sexualizing a female character to be able to tell that they are a female character, I would much prefer that than have them in a potato sack and never have like that change. You know what I mean? Where we see him in the potato sack. Huh?
Or an Abbyzilla.
Yeah. Nah. Oh God. Oh, I mean it. Oh God. Just bleh. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna put your female character in a potato sack, have a reveal of her being beautiful after she's out of the potato sack. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Undoes the hair.
Yes, exactly. Like, but we're just getting potato sacks, and I don't want to see that. I don't.
It's like what's her name? What have you forgotten her name? Mackie in Halo.
Yes.
You look up pictures of her and how she actually looks, and you're like, that's actually a pretty attractive woman.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. But then you look at her in the show and you're like, dude, no, it don't work.
Yeah,
like, what did they
at
do?
moments you're like, it's a prepubescent Justin Bieber in some scenes. You're like, what the fuck?
Yes. And like, freaking, they Rose Tico'd the shit out of her because she's also that actress. I saw her on the red carpet.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
She's a knockout.
Yeah, she's gonna have one well-fed baby, that's for sure, man. God damn.
But yeah, I miss women being women and it not being an issue. And it, like, you know what I mean? I miss.
Oh, and they're not even allowed to have women being like, okay, what's the one thing that a woman, that a man, can't possibly relate to? And that's being a mother.
Yeah.
Right? There's the ultimate form of love.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, oh, well, now if you have her as a mother, you're just regulating her to being, you know, just a typical boring woman. You're like, well, the greatest female character of all time is Sarah Connor.
Yes.
And you take away the mother aspect of that, the whole thing falls apart.
100%. And close behind Sarah Connor is Ripley, especially in Aliens.
Yeah, and the thing with Ripley as well is, you know, while it wasn't written like 100% to be a woman, it was just whatever. She was just great in the audition. That part in the movie where she goes back to get the cat would be stupid if it was a dude.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely.
The dude wouldn't do that. Yeah. I mean, like, now we're at this here, like, there's Uranus here. This is our quote manly character.
Yeah.
It's Uranus. Well, manly's the wrong word. She's just the top in a lesbian relationship.
She is the dom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, see, this is how you do female characters. You know, hear me out. Make your female character a female.
I don't know. That's pretty revolutionary right there, Lethal. I don't know if the world can handle that.
And I mean, like, what's the one proven thing? Sex always has and always will sell.
True. Very true. Very, very true. And it's not even sex itself, it's sex appeal that sells. 100%. Like, if you can
get a poster, I don't know, let's just say let's say you open a bakery, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you're handing out flyers and you're like, oh, come to Lady G's Bakery. We make awesome cakes. You're like, yeah, cool, whatever. But you get like a picture of a woman on it and you go, come check out our buns.
Oh my God, that's brilliant marketing. I love it.
Exactly. This is how it should be. Well, that's how it is, and that's how it's always been.
No matter how much people want to deny it. Oh, I love that panel. Like,
yes. Because when was the last time they did this?
R. I think the last time they did this was R.
No, it couldn't. It was S. It had to be S.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh,
they
yeah.
went in,
yeah, because the outer. Yep.
Yeah.
It'd be S.
They did it right at the end as well.
Yep.
And now we got all of them doing it, and you're like, every time they do it, it's like, fuck yeah. Every time they all like combine and shit, you love it, man. It's so good to see.
So good.
Give me 1 minute. Sorry, just gonna.
No, you're fine. I think so, especially like on this panel right here, because you get their new moves as well. You get Mars's. It says Flame Sniper, and that's of course like her bow and arrow. Like it's the arrow, and you get Venus, Love, and Beauty, and so like. All of it, it's so cool to see it, and like, yeah, right there, shock. Oh, freaking, I love it. I do love me some Sailor V. I'm not gonna lie.
Every time Mercury gets the visor out, I'm happy to see it.
Yes, this is like, it makes my heart happy because she's about to fuck everybody's shit up.
Yeah, and she doesn't do it, and she hardly does it in the anime as well.
I know, it's disappointing.
I reckon she does it when she's first introduced.
Yeah, she uses it in season. She uses it in season 1. Like, I want to say like about 4 or 5 times. She like the longest she has it on is when they go to Barrel's plane to take Barrel on, and she's like mapping out their course or whatever. That's the longest she has her visor out. But other than that, it's very brief moments.
Oh, look at that. They lower him into the mirror. A lot of mirrors in this, a lot of shattered mirrors as well, which I've always loved the image of a shattered mirror. So that imagery always does it for me.
And the thing, especially because, like the Japanese and mirrors, and anybody can correct me in the chat if I'm incorrect. I don't know if this is still a commonly held belief or not, honestly, but I do know that the Japanese at least used to think that mirrors could trap your soul. And that, if you like, it was a way to trap evil spirits, but also you yourself could become trapped in the mirror, stuff like that. So it's got that extra hint of stuff. Yeah, see, her smile, her gaze is not quite as terrifying as Zirconia's was.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because she's sitting on a throne and Zirconia was literally sucking the life from around her.
Well, remember last week we were showing off some Galaxia images?
Yeah.
Her on a throne is still pretty intimidating.
Yeah, this is just not Galaxia.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's where it kind of falls apart. It's like, you're not Barrel.
No.
And Galaxia comes next.
Yep. Rough.
And they don't even have that good of a fight either.
No, Helenia just kind of gets...
She gets fucked up.
Yeah, she just kind of gets pushed, like, put in her place quickly.
Once she gets the power up, it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of going at it, and I mean, like I said, I do like how this volume is pretty much one continuous fight. Like it's still the
Yeah.
same fight, still going. It's like again going back to gamer terms, it's like a multi-stage boss fight where it just keeps going one run into the other. And like, look, granted, that's cool and all, but still, I think that's very Barrel.
Yeah, I think if Zirconia had actually like emerged and been like, she thought I was her servant, but in truth, the reason she was trapped in the mirror was because of me, and I've been siphoning off her power. I think that would have been a way better twist.
Kind of like a reverse Wise Man.
Yes, exactly.
How like Wise Man was playing all them, and this time she could be playing all them. Flips it on him and all that type of stuff. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool, actually.
Multiple phase Elden Ring boss.
Kind of, yeah, I guess.
Something like that. And the thing is, too, you know, what's kind of sucks is because Sailor Moon goes into the mirror dimension, so Nehelenia should have had the upper hand.
Yeah.
But didn't do her any good.
Nah, not really. Oh, look at that. How cool is that?
Yes.
Where's the thing? I really like how they mix them up, how it's not just outers on the left and inners on the right or whatever. It's all just like mixed up. Chibiusa being, oh, what the fuck?
But of course, Hataru is right there. That makes sense. The two of them need to stick together.
I like how they kept on with the Hataru and Chibiusa friendship. I like how they didn't just drop that.
I agree. I think that would have undermined everything that they went through in S.
Yeah, it was good to have them kind of because they're the two younger ones as well, so they kind of got that bond going as well. And then for them to just drop that, it would have been just wasted because I think we even said during that S run as well. Well, you know, as much as we hate Chibiusa, she does have some really wholesome moments with Hitaru and how Hitaru is like, I can't be near anyone because I am death personified.
Yeah.
And then you got Chibiusa being like, no, that's all cool. You know, we can work around that.
Should be like, but you don't want to do that. So then you can't be a bad person. So yeah.
Oh, now this is where I got worried. Okay. It's like, we're going to Elysium to meet Helios. We got to go get Helios. I'm going with you. That's dangerous. No.
Just a wee bit.
Nope. You're going to fucking pull some bullshit and we're going to be in way worse trouble. You stay here. But it kind of makes sense as well. It's like, so as weird as it is like she cares for Helios because she's a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
I can buy her being concerned for him as well. I think it's just because of all the weirdness kind of takes away from the actual the weirdness of it all kind of takes away from her genuine care.
Yeah. Like it's hard because I really do feel like she like it's literally like the first boy that came along and kissed her, she just redirected the obsession she had with Darien to Helios is basically what happened. And so it just makes it awkward because it's like, oh, well, now that, you know, a boy has shown interest in me, I'm no longer going to be completely and utterly obsessed with my dad in an incest manner. Yeah, I don't know. The whole, like I said, I think for me personally, if, you know, Rini had been taken out of this story entirely, I don't think it would have really detracted much for me to per se, like, or if her character had been more, I don't want to say forceful, but like more encouraging of her future parents getting together instead of purposefully cock blocking them.
Yeah, like I said, like if that was me, right, I'd be like, you know, I would like clean the whole house. I would leave glasses of wine on the table. I would put romantic music on. I would dim the lights. I would fill up a bubble bath. I'd leave rose petals on the bed. Sorry, I'd call my future mom, my future dad. I'd say, meet me in this place, and then I would just disappear.
Yep.
And I would just leave them.
With a
All
little
right,
note. Yeah.
do
Little
your
note.
thing.
Little-
Make me.
Little note that just says, dinner's ready, wine is poured, bubble bath is prepared. Have a great night. I'm staying at a friend's house, or because she could go stay with Amy or Mina or Ray. You know what I mean? Like she could go stay with any one of them and just be like, I'm over at their house, and then just let your mom and dad
Make you. Quite honestly, if it was me, I'd have probably put a little something extra in the wine as well, just to give them that little bit of a boost. All right, go.
Lethal's like, look, you cannot deny the world my epic, awesome existence.
Yeah,
hurry up and make me.
Yeah. You should go to Guantanamo Bay if you don't bang tonight and create me. I would put something in that drink, man, so that way they got a little bit giggy. You go, or I would just slip a fucking Viagra into my dad's wine, so he kind of has to.
You're like, well, nothing left for it now.
Now this is what I was talking about. This part here.
Ooh.
The whole image is amazing, but then you look at the hand, you're like, what the fuck happened there?
His thumb's broke. I don't know what's going on with his hand. I don't know. It's so creepy.
Yeah. Everything else, amazing. Amazing. And then there's just the hand there. You're like, okay.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It's
so
so
that happened. That happened.
Ooh.
And then we go back to this. You go, oh, well, this looks beautiful.
Yes.
Oh. What do you think of these two? The maidens. Apart from their ET necks.
We're in the long neck series, remember? Everybody's got long necks. Yeah, I think that one, they should have been in the anime because I would have loved to see them colorized. And two, I think they're just drop dead gorgeous. Like, I don't know entirely what they've been doing this entire time. Because Elysium is not in fantastic shape, if we're going to be perfectly honest. You know what I mean?
So
I don't know exactly what they've been doing, but they are very much what I would imagine dream maidens who have been stuck in a dream world for centuries would look like.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Oh, what was that? That's Helios. There. Oops. Let me get out of that. Oh crap.
You're fine.
I'll fix that.
We're trying to bait you guys. We're gonna make you curious. What's gonna happen now?
There we go. My bad. I pressed the wrong button.
No, you're fine. Uh-oh. I can't see it to share it. There it is.
Oh shit, I've opened the wrong one. God damn. I'm not having a good run here.
Hey, you know what? It's okay.
There we go.
We got it. We got it. We got it. Drop a pill in Tuxedo Mask's drink.
If you got to.
A blue pill. Get him excited. See, this was always intriguing to me because since Helios's power is dreams, I'm always curious, like, what good really did sealing his physical body away do? Other than alert him that she was there. You know what I mean? Because he could just go, he literally seeks out the maiden anyway. By walking through people's, like what? I'm just trying to understand the tactical advantage to this. Because, yes, there's a payoff at the end when his physical body is released. But, I mean, really, other than alerting Helios to your presence, what was Nahelenia's goal with this?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was meaning before. I was like, Zirconia probably should have been the main villain. You could have had more of a twist with that as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
And it could have been, and you could have used that to be where, like, Zirconia was like, I knew locking him in a cage wouldn't do anything and that her spell wouldn't work, but it let me draw you out, because Rini's supposed to be the maid, the pure one, the maiden. So you could be like, it let me draw you out, and now I can claim your power as my own, or try and take over. You know what I mean? Something along those lines.
Speaking of Rini, this might be one of her better moments throughout the whole thing as well, where she's actually genuinely upset of the state of Helios. This is weird because all the weirdness from the last volume as well, I feel kind of takes away from the severity of this, but at the same time, it's buyable.
Yes.
Oh, I love this as well.
This is phenomenal. This panel right here, like, that's genuinely terrifying.
Yeah.
Dead
Moon ship.
What she is able to do with her imagination in these panels is just nothing.
That's so sci-fi as well, man.
Yes. I agree. It's just amazing.
Looks like it's coming out of almost like something like hyperspace or something. It's coming out.
Yeah,
of as well.
like a wormhole.
That's so cool. The more you look at it as well, the cooler it gets. Barrel. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it really is. And she almost kind of looks like a cat here. Again, with like something about, there's just a feline element about her. And I can't figure out why.
It's those eyes look very feline-like as well.
Yeah.
Now I do like the one on the image on the right as well. I like her dress kind of looks like it's again going into a galaxy or something like that. But I feel like I'm being a bit harsh on her, but it's just Barrel. Every time I see her, Barrel.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think especially because we know who is coming, and when you line up the villains we've had previously, it's not that Nehelania is a disappointment. It's just she's not a standout.
Yeah. She's kind of caught in the middle.
Yep. She's just sort of a generic bad guy.
Because like when Galaxia comes, like you just totally forget about her. You're like, fucking, we're on a different plane now.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Now this, I wish I could flip this over because maybe I can. Can I flip this over so you can see it?
Do you see those arrows up there next to where you were zooming in the, like, so if you go to the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And then go to the left. Nope, left. A little bit further. You'll see the rotating arrows.
Oh, yeah. Yes, there we go. Cool, but there's a big spoiler in here as well. If you look through it, see?
There it is. Yeah, Siri, Paula. So there's Jun, Siri. Yeah, so you get the Amazon Quartet. Yeah, this is actually.
But if you go down, just one behind them, it's them as sailors, so Sailor Guardians. So it's a bit of a spoiler, but it looks really cool.
It does look really cool. And we get Prince Darien or Ednamon, however you want to call. But I like they have the two mirrors. Yep. See, and this is the thing. It's unfortunate because I think what the intention was, especially when you look at this panel, it's like Nehelania is supposed to be what Sailor Moon would be if she had been evil.
Mm-hmm.
Or Princess Serenity, and then Princess Serenity in the other mirror. You know what I mean? So this panel makes me think that what Naku was actually trying to go for was to have Nehelania be the evil half of Serenity. But it just didn't play out that way. And it would make sense why she's like, Darien should have married me. I should have been the powerful one. I should have been queen of the earth. I should have this, that, and the other. Oh, there's the knights. Yep. So that, like, if that was the intention, then that makes sense. But you're right. It really just kind of came off as Barrel, not even 2.0. It was like Barrel 0.5.
There's Mama Bear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about to come up as well.
Yes.
Fucking Helios. Yeah, cool page, that one. But
it's a very cool page.
When I was flicking through it, I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's about to happen.
Yep. It's good stuff. The nods are nice for sure. This is a beautiful picture, and it's so badass. Like,
Yeah, if you
don't
could get rid of that down the bottom,
yeah,
wallpaper.
like, do not tell me that you can't be gorgeous and still look like they look like they could literally rip the universe in two between them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fucking badass, that, isn't it?
Yep. So do
All the
not tell
colors
me,
as well.
yeah, do not tell me that you can't be gorgeous and rip the universe a new wormhole. Like,
Fucking Mars looks like a demon almost.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
And
so fucking badass.
it's so funny. I saw someone say one time, they were like, no, Pluto needs to be a planet again because Sailor Moon canon must remain intact. And I freaking died. I was like, this is the best answer I have. Like, that is the best argument I have heard to keep
Fuck
Pluto
you,
as a
NASA.
planet. Oh man, it's fantastic. Yes, Subhuman. Hi, by the way. Darien is the ultimate Chad.
Good to see you, Subhuman. Hope you're doing well, sir. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yes, we're pretty. I think this might be the last chapter, actually.
We're close, yeah.
It's definitely a shorter one. And like I said, I think that actually works better because as you're reading it, you're like, this definitely feels like
The end.
it's towards the end.
Yeah.
And I just hate it when things get stretched out for the sake of being stretched out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is kind of like we get a fair bit of exposition in this one. And like I mentioned before, fucking how cool is that?
Yep. Like, she
And
just,
all the
like,
roses.
it's, oh, I don't know. I just love it.
So this is when they start to get into the whole the flashback type stuff where it's like, hey, see, there they are. That's them. That's them as children
Mm-hmm.
before they died.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's like, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, they were playing with fire on this one. They could have made like the start of the series kind of shit by making that whole curse thing being legit. So
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't go down that route as well. But basically, it's like, so she was born. There she is as a baby. Now, you might notice her compared to Chibiusa, she never fucked everything up for her mum. She was cool. Be like her. Don't be like Chibiusa. But every time Queen Serenity's on page, I'm stoked.
Yes.
So there's Queen Serenity talking with the inners, the young inners before it all goes south.
Princesses. This is where they drop the princess titles, by the way.
Yeah. Yep.
This is where they decide to serve the Moon Kingdom and help defend the galaxy.
She crashes the party.
Yeah.
Right? And she's all like, hey, I wasn't invited to the party. It's like, well, no shit. Fucking look at you. It's a child's party. Why are we going to bring you here? You're scaring the baby.
Okay, groomer.
Yeah, so this whole fucking it's all that exposition dump I mentioned before. Well,
Mm-hmm.
not a dump. It's more of a flashback where it kind of gets into
and it's
how
very
she became.
it's very reminiscent of sort of like R because it's corrupted memories too. Like yeah, I don't know. I'm with you. I'm glad that this wasn't that they didn't follow through with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could have just been like, oh, so they easily could have done it. They easily could have done it to be like, no, she's the better barrel. She's the barrel that actually did it. It's like, so then you just destroyed the first villain you created.
Yep. But thankfully they didn't go down that route.
Yeah, they didn't go down that route. Thank God as well. A bit of a fake out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not even really a fake out. It's more so she's just trying to mentally fuck with them.
Mm-hmm. Cause more nightmares.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, love seeing Queen Serenity. But it's just,
Yeah,
It's
because
Barrel.
we've not seen OG Queen Serenity for a minute.
Yeah, and as far as I remember, there's no, even in the whole series, there's no interaction between her and Chibiusa.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, smart grandma. Not even grandma wants none of that shit.
She's like, I don't need this. I'm not babysitting.
Is this when she gets her buff here? Okay, so yeah,
Yep,
there's the crystal.
Yep.
All right. I think it's about to happen. So she gets the silver crystal. But I don't know. Even when she got the silver crystal, I was still like, but is it this what Barrow wanted to do?
Yeah, well, and I think because her goal was obviously the golden crystal, but it's like
Yeah.
she'll settle for the silver crystal right now because where Beryl wanted the moon power, like Nehelenia wanted earth power, but she'll take the silver crystal if it helps her get the gold crystal, which of course it doesn't. I love this panel. Again, power of love. I like
Yeah.
this. I love this.
The main theme of the whole series.
Yes. Because we've really kind of gotten away from Darien and Serena as the core, like their love sort of being the anchor for all of this.
Yeah.
And so I was really happy. You're right. This volume gets back to the roots of this story, and I love that.
And they kind of go over what they said in the dream before, how we have the same ultimate dream, which is to protect everyone and fuck shit up. So is this where he gets the golden crystal? I believe it is.
Yep.
And then we get another fucking power transformation about to happen. Oh yes, this is where it happens with all of them.
Yep.
So this is them as princesses.
They get into princess mode.
Princess mode. Now, this part I find really interesting. So they're all in white outfits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even the outers, except for two.
Mm-hmm.
Pluto and Saturn. They get black dresses.
Mm-hmm. And then Rini gets a gold and pink and white one. At least
black
when they color.
Dress for her, I can understand because if it's more like a funeral because she's all about death. But Pluto getting one, time and space. Yeah, it's an interesting contrast because we've definitely compared the two. Them two do get compared quite a bit.
Yeah,
because they're very similar in a lot of ways, but also very different. One's death and one's time.
Yep.
You kind of need both. And them getting black dresses, I'm pretty sure that was done intentionally.
Absolutely.
Oh, and there's human form.
Yep, we've got Luna and Artemis and
Diana.
So
does she have a tail?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Which I appreciate because it's really hard to tell her apart, at least for me, the first time I saw Chibi.
Yep.
I was like, Diana? No, that's not Diana. Okay.
Now, I know you're not a fan, but human Luna?
So, yes.
Kind of banging.
She sort of looks like Nehelenia.
Ooh, and she is a cat.
Just saying. I'm just saying. She looks Nehelenia looks a little bit like her. I'm not really sure. But I do love her dress. Like, I'm like, I'd wear it.
Wholesome Chibiusa moment.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking with Diana as a human. See, I really feel like Chibiusa was done some justice. Well, not done justice. She never deserved justice. But
she finally matured a wee bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me. In this whole volume, they never mention her age.
No.
At no stage they go, "Hey, you're nearly 1,000 years old." They keep talking about her as being the young one, and in the future you're gonna grow up. So, did they finally pick a lane with Chibiusa? You reckon?
It feels like it, which is probably why this is a bit of an improvement.
Do you reckon to play devil's advocate here? Do you reckon it would have been possible for them to go with the whole 1,000-year-old angle if they committed to that one instead?
Would it have been possible? Yes, but like the thing is, that means that would make Rini she's literally immortal. She's eternal, essentially. So she should be a lot stronger than where she's currently at. Definitely more so than Serena and Darien at this point in their lives. Like, she's definitely not more powerful than King Edmond and Neoqueen Serenity, but she should be more powerful than Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think Nako, I think she realized her mistake, because it's really hard to it's hard to sell child innocence and ignorance and naivety when you're also claiming that that character has lived for almost 1,000 years. So, because it, like, even if Rini was a baby for 500 of those years, like, she's still a 500-year-old being with reasoning and powers and ability to learn and to grow and to understand and stuff like that. So I would think more than anything, Rini should be more frustrated if she's as old as, as she was written. Because I can't imagine that's the whole basis for R, is she's frustrated that her mom and dad are these benevolent rulers and there's really no reason for her to be there. Like, she'll never have to take over if they don't step down. Like, she can literally just stay a kid forever. And so she sort of just kind of took that to heart. If anything, it says that she's a really selfish entity, because she chose not to mature and actually find a purpose. My opinion.
She's just shit. She just sucks.
Yeah, she really does. Like I said, if you cut her, the concept of meeting your future child is interesting. I just don't care for the vein that it went through. And I think one series of Mini Moon was more than enough, especially because we keep getting the repeated trope of she leaves for 10 seconds, it's all sad, and then she drops back in and lands on their head, and he's like, just kidding.
Yeah, you kind of just robbed that whole moment of being good as well. Especially when it does it multiple times as well.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like, this anime there's another manga series that does it, where she would just literally get kidnapped at the end of each volume, and you're like, oh my god, like, how many times is this chick gonna get kidnapped? I wish I could remember the manga. But I remember I just stopped reading it because I was like, let me guess, she gets kidnapped and has to be rescued again.
Rinse, repeat.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the moment you were talking about.
Abigor, I appreciate it. Thank you. But Sailor Moon's good. Yes, all the princesses. Princess Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, and then the Outers get their yell. So yes, we get all the princesses.
Holy shit, Pluto's smiling.
Yeah, I know.
That's weird. It
looks weird. Saturn is too, and she's got like she's got like a wide. Her mouth is open, smiling like she's
she's doing like an ooh-woo.
Yeah. Yep. Look,
it's weird seeing Pluto smile. Normally Pluto's all depressed.
Yeah,
and rightfully so.
Yeah, she's usually very, like, her mouth is a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah, Direwolf, I agree. That's what we've been saying. It's very hard to forget the weird stuff with Rini.
It even goes back to like her introduction as well. You're like, it's just, a few things here and there you can be like, that was weird, but when it starts happening often and it just stacks on top of each other as well, it gets even weirder and weirder. Oh, I gotta hear you. I gotta hear your opinion on this page.
I love this page. I really do, because it speaks to just how powerful each of these women are. And like the fact that they're like the solar system's sailor princesses. You're just like, you totally get your mind blown at the fact that they're like this is what they literally gave up for their people, for the galaxy, for the system, like and swore to protect the silver crystal and the moon kingdom and the princess. Like I love this extra depth and layer to the Sailor Scouts. I love it. And they all look freaking gorgeous. I'm here for it. And I also like that Rini is not in it.
Oh shit, she's not.
No, it's literally it's just the Scouts' turn to shine. I love that.
Oh, you dude, yeah, shit. I would have just assumed she would have been there. Thank God.
I know.
Push her out of the picture. Holy Grail. Holy Grail's back as well.
Yep.
And this is when I think she gets her big power buff as well. Oh, and there's this part here where we're talking about the castles and all that.
Yes, and they're literally pulling from the power of their own palaces from their planets. I love this because it lets you know. Yeah, and so there's literally an anchor for each one of these princesses to their planet. Like it's not like they were just they just were given these names randomly to, you know, be this symbol of a planet. They actually have an anchor to their planet. I love it.
And then boss.
Boom.
Next level, power up.
Kick some ass.
She goes to Eternal Sailor Moon now. So no longer Super Sailor Moon. Now she's Eternal Sailor Moon. And this part here, she's the one whose powers most closely match the Queen's. So she's basically, what they're referring to there is that she's basically Queen Serenity power level there.
Yep. And you love to see it because she's worked really, like, everything she's gone through. I mean, the loss, the battles, the just trying to live life in general, sacrificing for her friends and her family. I mean, all of these things. And now she's sort of like the idea that she could match Queen Serenity, who was able to seal away the Negaverse and save everyone on the Moon Kingdom by catapulting them in crystal form to Earth to give them a chance in the future. Like, when you think about it in that aspect, you're just like, holy good grief.
And just to go on top of that as well, when she was just Sailor Moon, so not even Super Sailor Moon, just Sailor Moon, we saw her blow up a planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's gone 2 levels beyond that.
I'm glad, Christine. Yeah, we are basically
powerful.
We're God mode, basically.
Do you think they make that comparison? Well, do you think they've made that comparison, like having a flashback with Queen Serenity and then making the comparison to Queen Serenity? Do you think that was planned?
I think it was probably an unintentional thing, actually. I think it was more... and so to sort of capitalize on that moment, we're going to announce that she is essentially matched Queen Serenity in ability, in power. So
I think this is actually the final volume. No, sorry, the final chapter.
Chapter, yeah.
What a great ending to that chapter. Boom, power up. Oh, that's so cool. That
it looks so good.
Yeah.
The art in this volume is just, minus the hand, is just outstanding.
This is where she gets her what's it called?
Scepter.
Scepter. She gets her scepter as well.
Yeah.
And pretty much from this power up, the fight's over. They can't compete. It's done. It's pretty much done. Everyone gets a power buff as well. Sailor Moon Silver Crystal has changed. Yep. It's all gone powerful as fuck. And he gets the golden crystal, adds that to her power as well. So she's...
And of course, it's in the shape of a rose.
Yes. Yes. Of course. And then from there, it's pretty much game over. Boom.
Yeah. This panel actually, I do actually love the way that she draws the bad guys basically dissolving.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know, like, there's nothing they can do. Nothing
Yeah,
they
you're
can
being
do.
melted pretty much. Melted inside, your eyeballs pop out as well, and everyone's fucked. And then the earth starts healing and everything. And then on top of that, Elysium as well. They go back to Elysium with the eclipse and everything. This is the part I was talking about before, where in the past, before she died, she has the nightmares, which is very with theme of this whole story arc. Talking to Queen Serenity, and Queen Serenity's like, hey, there's light and dark in everyone, but you can't. Basically, she's saying you can't give darkness an inch. Fuck them.
Yep.
And yeah, and then she kind of repeats that talking point right at the end of the series as well.
Yeah.
And Helios is healed. little peck there. Again, wholesome, but you can't forget about the creepy stuff that happened from the last volume as well.
Yeah. Also, can we point out that at no point does Rini try to go for the gold crystal? Never does she try. Like, she doesn't say she wants to one day hold the power of her father's crystal. She never wants to hold the power of the golden crystal. It's literally just always her mom. So I don't know if this girl has daddy issues, mommy issues, other issues, all three. I'm not sure. But
grandma wants nothing to do with her.
Right?
Her parents put her in a time machine and sent her back. At what stage is it your fault and not everyone else's?
I know, right? But yeah, I like this. It's just the wholesomeness of it, and
the reveal that she was the maiden the whole time, which is
Yeah.
kind of pretty obvious, I guess.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much it. That's the end. They get the win. A little bit of wind down. Helios is like, hey, I got a dip. I'll see you again soon. It's gonna be hell lit. We're gonna get Elysium up and running.
He gets his scepter.
He gets his scepter. They talk about it, how it's almost like a coronation for all of them. So pretty much this is like them more or less, Moon Kingdom's basically back at this point.
Yep. And Elysium is healed and pretty much back as well. So the two kingdoms who were not supposed to get together got together and then helped heal each other, and now we have.
And now we get this part as well, where they all appear.
Yes.
Love it.
We'll be here when you need us.
Yeah, okay, we got to go back to our slumber now because we were corrupted by a Dark Moon. And when it's all said and done, when it's your time to take over, Chibiusa, we'll be the guardians of the next generation here. And Chibiusa's like, I should probably stop being such an annoying fucking brat then. And that puts everything on the right path. That's basically the end.
Yeah, and then you've got the Outers kind of going back to do their thing. And they're like, hey, we're good. Holler if you need us.
Yeah. Everything's wrapped up in a nice, neat little package until Galaxia comes and says, nah, I'm going to set the whole package on fire.
Kicks that front door in. It's like, I'm home.
Yeah.
Because when you learn Galaxia's backstory, I have to say, Galaxia's backstory is so much better than definitely Nehelenia's. But, it rivals Barrel's as well. You know what I mean?
I'll die on the hill that I think she's just the best villain in, every capacity. You could, and as I said this last time as well, it will never happen, and I kind of don't want it to happen, but you could do a series on Galaxia's backstory. You
could. You really could. And I think the reason that I love Beryl so much is just because she's literally the OG, sets the bar for the villains. You know what I mean? And I do like the back and forth and the fact that she was denied the kingdom by Queen Serenity's power and sacrifice, and how that all sort of came full circle. I think that's probably why Beryl sort of hits that is my top villain. but Galaxia's got to be a close second. Like the more we've been going through this, and I've been rereading and rewatching, Galaxia's got to have to be a second, like a very close second to Beryl. Because Wise Man, while creepy, is not quite on that same playing field.
I agree. For me, it's just interchangeable between. I'll just swap them two.
Yeah.
Beryl and Galaxia. Beryl does some of the coolest shit, like the whole mind control. The fact that it's the first villain, you never forget your first. The first villain as well, and she does a great job of setting the bar. And the backstory, the connection to Queen Serenity, I think is so much better than what this one did as well.
Yeah.
But,
and can I just say, so normally I prefer the sub to the dub in a lot of cases, but I will tell you what, Beryl's voice actress for the dub was fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah, she's the best one of the original as well. She's the best one. Dubbed as well. She's just her voice is so sinister.
Yes, exactly. I freaking love it. I
even like a evil laugh as well.
Absolutely. But I don't know. I prefer that. Like I said, this is probably my third favorite volume out of the whole manga. And I'd probably give this one a solid 8.5. Just like the artwork for me, just like, I don't know, there was something extra in this volume, and I loved to read it and look at it.
So this morning I was going to give it a 9, but going through it with you, I'm going to drop it down to an 8. Artwork magnificent, story really cool. Where it loses a point from me is too much retreading of Beryl.
Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely. And like I said, I don't know if this was supposed to be Serena's Beryl, but it really felt inauthentic.
Even with that, if they went down that angle, they could have done so much with that. They could have been like, this could have been you if you went bad.
Right? Exactly.
And then you could have done some cool shit with that. But to me, even just the way she was sitting down, the way like her menacing glare and all that, it was just Beryl.
Yep. I agree. Really quick, Christine the Killer Car says June 13th, Journeys is going to start selling Sailor Moon shoes. My daughter is the manager at Journeys, says they're really cute. I'm there. And thank you for the $2, Dire Wolf. Didn't say anything, but I appreciate it. I love that picture.
Yeah, that's really cool, that one.
Oh, I think it's so sweet. And like, what girl doesn't want their tall, strapping, handsome man to come up behind them and just wrap his arms around her? Honestly, let's be real.
Probably go to jail if you did that now.
Sad, but probably true. You've said so much already. Hey, you know what? It's all good. I love when you guys talk and chat. And I didn't see that pop up, but Christine. Oh, that was a while ago. Never mind. Haha. Okay. Sorry, I was looking on the donation side. Okay. Well, Ding Dong Dan. So I don't know that this is necessarily the end of our stream, but I don't know. Okay, I'll sing something really quickly. It'll be super short. And since Lethal's on the mic with me, he can tell me if it's like, he can just be like, no, you must stop.
Okay.
But it'll just be like a really quick 2-bar thing. Because like I said, I always try to, if I can, if it's in my power, I try to do what you guys ask. So we'll sort of stick to, I know it's not really horror per se, but I can't think of any horror songs that have dialogue at the moment, unless I wanted to sing a creepy lullaby. But there are plenty of pirate sea shanties that are creepy. So we'll stick sort of in the horror theme, kind of. Dang, I haven't warmed up or anything. Y'all are killing me. Okay. I'm nervous. Lethal, please don't hate me after this, okay?
We'll see how bad it is.
Thanks. Okay, hang on. All right. Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, ne'er shall we die. Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Okay, that's all I got for you. Sorry. Are you clapping, Lethal?
That was lovely.
Oh, I was trying to go for creepy, but
No, that wasn't creepy. Sorry, but that wasn't creepy.
dang it.
I didn't
It's
find
okay.
that creepy.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. That was my mid-range. I've not warmed up, so I can't do anything like really. If I tried to go higher, I don't think it would work because I've not. Let me see. I don't think I could. Yo, oh, a pirate's life for me. I don't think I could push it much higher without cracking because I've not warmed up, but freaking A, subhuman. No, I only did that for Ding Dong Dan because he paid $2.
No, that was really nice.
Aw, well, thank you. It sucks when I haven't warmed up and have nothing prepped. And I think the first time he asked me to sing, it was a joke, and now he like legit asks me to sing stuff. So, but yeah, that's fun. I do love to sing, but I'm glad you didn't hate it.
Of course not.
Aw.
It wasn't creepy though.
It wasn't creepy. So let me see. Maybe I can, if I do like a minor scale really quick. Was that creepier?
No, that's relaxing.
God dang it. I'm in a minor key. Lethal, I think you might just be broken. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's actually really calming.
Was it? Oh, I'm glad. Well, chalk one up to Lethal liking minor keys. That was a minor fifth, too. But yeah. So if you didn't, I do love to sing, but I don't ever prep to sing for these because this wasn't supposed to be a singing stream. This is a Sailor Moon stream. But you said so this is your second favorite.
Yep.
Trying to remember. You've told me which one's your first favorite.
Volume 2.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's volume 2.
Volume 2.
And I would have to agree with you 100%. Like volume 2. Like volume.
Yeah, that was just too good.
It's so good. I really love it. But yeah, so what are you going to be up to for the rest of your Sunday? Because it's Sunday in Australia.
It is. I'm going to head out pretty soon, actually. Got a bit of running around to do. But no, I'm actually because there's no more Halo. Thank fuck. I'm
I
gonna
can't
rest
believe
tonight.
it got a season 2. Like, I thought for sure they would can season 2 after.
Fingers still crossed. They said the same about Cowboy Bebop. Fingers still crossed.
Yeah,
But we both know it's happening. So tonight, I'm actually just going to take the night off and just rest.
You've earned
probably
it.
get a few back end things done. And then I was actually going to message you a bit later, but because I've had so much fun bringing you on for streams, I'm going to think of something else we can do.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah. But tonight, I rest.
Get your rest.
I rest because there's no more Halo to tear apart. Thank God.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes.
I
Get
messaged you might have seen him in streams, John Connors. He's also a really big Halo lore guy.
Oh no.
And after our stream was done, our last one, I messaged him. I'm like, we can rest now, and he just sent it like a yep, till next year. His reply was till next year.
Oh God.
So
It's gonna be so bad. But I mean, it's gonna be fun with you guys. But I'm oof. I'm not. I want good shows again. I want to be spoiled for choice. I don't want to have to literally, my options are eviscerate this show because it's terrible or simply not watch it. You know what I mean?
can remember years ago being like, holy fuck, I need to hurry up and get Netflix.
Right? Yeah.
And now I don't have it anymore. I'm like,
yeah, no, it's gone. It's just, yeah, Cortana, Chief.
Like my cousin, like when the Daredevil show first came out, my cousin rigging me up, being like, "You gotta fucking see this shit, dude."
Yes.
And I'm like, "What is this?" And then I went over and saw him, and he was showing me this. I'm like, "What's this called?" He goes, "It's called Netflix, man. You got to get the Netflix." I'm like, "Netflix. All right, write that down."
On it. Yeah. And now people can't get rid of Netflix fast enough. It's getting way more expensive, and the content, it's just.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think? The big killer is ads.
Yes.
Fuck that.
Like,
no one wants that.
I mean, the whole reason that YouTube started offering YouTube Premium is because people were sick of ads.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, it's just freaking. Oh, I'm so over it. But these Sailor Moon streams are probably my favorite ones because I love Sailor Moon and I love you and I love the chat. So it's just a glorious stream all the way around.
Yeah, these are my favorite ones to do as well. But next month, she's here, the big one, Galaxia. You thought like, you know how like in Infinity War when Thanos came down?
Yep.
Nah, that's nothing. When Galaxia comes down, it's
she doesn't need a gauntlet.
Yeah. Gauntlets are for pussies.
Yep. God, and she's so like she is, because Beryl used to be beautiful too. Like we have that backstory of Beryl being beautiful, and like Nehelania was supposed to be beautiful too, but like obviously like this darker beauty, and it didn't really play off. But like Galaxia is like a power fantasy wet dream.
Oh, dude, bring up this image. This is what we in the biz call a sit on me, mummy.
I mean, look at that. She's just like, she's sitting there and she's utterly bored with what is being presented to her. She's like, yeah, nah, I'm going to flick my finger and make you weep. You will beg for mercy and I will love it. Like, look at that.
Dude, sit on my face.
Oh, it's so good. And she's just like, she is a whole other entity of evil. And she takes, spoilers, I guess, she takes Tuxedo Mask out right in the beginning of the series. Like, she removes him from the board.
What's that one? Oops. That's a wicked image.
Sailor Galaxia. I love it. See, where you've got Beryl, where you've got Boss Beryl next to Galaxia.
Yep.
I really do think, like, Galaxia really is the only one that was able to go toe-to-toe.
In terms of just raw villainy? Yeah,
as far
absolutely.
yeah, villainry goes. I mean, the other ones, they were there. They were definitely presented a threat, but it's like none of them quite matched Barrel's level. And then Galaxia came out, and it was just a whole different ball game.
Another thing I really like about her is like she's very much like her whole vibe is like she's final boss.
Yep.
Like I'm glad it ended with her because after her, where do you go?
Yeah, exactly. That is peak right there. Yes, I agree, Subhuman. If we had Galaxia in 4-3, I would have been all about it. I wouldn't have even cared that they were mixing.
If Galaxia was in 4-3, I would have seen it.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. She is laughing at all of them. Like, and it's a derisive laughter. She is not entertained.
Yeah.
Like at all. Oh, we'll have to do one, Direwolf.
I'd be Galaxia's chair. Yeah. Lucky chair. Jealous of her chair.
I mean, yeah.
Look at that chair. Lucky chair.
I just want to be her. But like not evil. I just want to kick ass. Because I don't want to get wiped off the map by Serena. But I do want to just God, that's fantastic. She is though. She is savage. Like Galaxia is a whole other cosmos. I mean, this chick eats stars, basically, guys. Like,
yeah, she's like a sexier version of Galactus.
Yeah, she basically consumes stars. It's just amazing. But like, I don't know how she came up with it. Like like I said, Naoko's got an incredible imagination, but it's almost like her soul went to a different level when she wrote this series. It's just mind blowing.
We'll get into it more when we cover her story, but would you say it's the darkest story as well?
By far the darkest, for sure. And like part of you sort of wants to feel pity for Galaxia, but then also you're just like, yeah, but she also consumed entire solar systems, so it's sort of hard to feel bad for the chick.
Her backstory is really good. Like we're in this age of overdone sympathetic villains, but I mean, you got to remember this is back in the 90s.
Yeah, this was before it was cool. You're gonna look her up with safe search off, okay?
Yeah,
wipe your hard drive after.
I should probably stop scrolling.
I mean,
you know what happens when you look at anime on the internet too?
When you get past page 3.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable.
It's always.
Well, that was you that said that. You can't be an anime fan and not accidentally see hentai.
If you go past page 3, it's you're
just begging for it then.
Yep. You are outside of the realm of probably what you're wanting or what you're looking for. So,
or it's something you didn't know you wanted.
Possibly. But I'm sort of I will repeat, porn is not my genre. I'm not
It's not porn, it's art.
Okay. That particular art is not my genre. That don't float my boat. Though I do know plenty of men and women who are all about them anime titties and them anime boys. Them all about them anime boys.
So here's a fun fact. Hentai, I think is actually funny, but I couldn't get off to it. It's not something I ever search, but when I do see it pop up, like on things like that, I just laugh. But I don't think I could ever get off to it.
I think it would be like, I've never needed to, so it's hard for me to say, but I don't think I would either. Solely because, like, I don't know.
But do you know what's creepy? It's like there's people. No, not creepy. Creepy is the wrong word. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
There's people out there that can make it look like quality. I'm just talking quality wise here. Can make it look fucking amazing.
hey, I mean, if you're gonna do it right, I guess.
It's not like someone just got like a pen and paper and just drew like stick figures banging. There's people that do like 3D models on Blender, voice act, put it all together, and you're like, it's not for me, but I gotta respect the production value that just 3 people were able to do.
I mean, that's fair. It like so I never had heard of Axel Braun until you.
Until he was on stream.
Yeah. I was like, who is this person? And like, I'm not gonna lie, a small sliver of my soul died when I went and looked up some of his stuff. But also, again, I think was it Captain Marvel?
Oh yeah, that was.
I think Axel Braun's Captain Marvel was a lot better.
There was people saying that they watched the version with like the sex cut out.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched the movie and then they're like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
Which is, I mean, like.
And the chick, Kenzie, we had her on stream as well. I talk to her from time to time as well. She is just the sweetest girl on the planet.
Aw.
Kinky as fuck, but
one would expect.
Sweetheart. And she has her own YouTube channel as well. She does her own podcast.
Oh, that's so sweet. Now I know this is just fan art, but I'm just saying, I don't know if Faye is still here or not. I really, really, really want this.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want this story. Please. I would love for them to have their happy endings. I mean, but not those kind of. I just realized what that sounded like when I said it.
Yeah.
End up with their princes.
Or
their knights rather. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to next month with Galaxia because even her introduction is just.
Oh, she's badass.
Yeah, it is some next level stuff. I really, I have not cosplayed in a long time, but I kind of want to do a Princess Jupiter cosplay.
Do it. It
would just be fun.
Do it.
Oh.
It'd be like a full circle from when you did Venus when you were
Venus. In my freaking scullery gloves and towel, and oh man, I hope my mother burned those pictures.
I hope she didn't.
See, but like, so, and I know that it's mostly because really the only Princess Jupiter we have to go off of is that one panel from this volume. But like, some of the fan art of Princess Jupiter is really
that's fucking gorgeous,
right? Like, it's really impressive. Like, I really love this, and I like that her thing is roses too. But yeah. I don't know who I would cosplay as. I'd have to think because I'm not trying to sound like a brat when I say this, but I make my own costumes rather than like ordering bits and pieces. Like I'll order materials and stuff, but I just think because I tried to cosplay once and I ordered what was supposed to be a Sailor Mercury dress. And it was just really cheap. It was like kind of like leftover Walmart Halloween costumes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it wasn't something that I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna go really well at the con. And it's not like someone's gonna judge you because I mean a lot of cosplayers start out with that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's so much to love. Here's that panel with all of them in their princess outfits. So
Pluto's looking a bit like a dominatrix there.
Just a bit. And note, she's in the black and Saturn is in like a purple.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like how they do their symbols on their foreheads. I don't know. It's just it's stuff that I really like. Though I will say one of my favorite cosplays I think ever It was Sailor Venus because I got to use her chain, her
Oh
whip,
yeah.
and I had some fun with that thing. Let me tell you. But yeah, there's a lot to love, and I think another reason that Sailor Moon is just it's so much fun is because by switching just very small elements, you can go from like Sailor Moon to Eternal Sailor Moon. You know what I mean? You have to swap out the skirt and the bow, and you have to add the lapels to the hair, and then put on your angel wings and change your gloves and your base and your Eternal Sailor Moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't have to change a whole lot.
So like you can follow the same pattern for the costumes, but you're fundamentally like growing in the cosplay. I don't know. I like it. Who would you cosplay as if you could cosplay as anyone?
Probably Shah from Gundam.
I was about to okay.
I'd
Why?
love to walk around as Shah from Gundam.
I
The
mean,
helmet, red cape. Be pretty cool. They could just
Yeah.
go up to people and say, I came here to laugh at you.
keep your helmet on.
I came here to laugh at you.
I'd be down for that. I would really, truly. I'd be down for that. Absolutely. I think. I don't know. I do miss cosplaying, but it's been so long. I'm so out of practice. My costumes would probably look cheap.
I've been
AF.
pushing Mara to get back into it. I've been like, Mara, fucking cosplay, get a Patreon going for your cosplay, do it properly. She's all like, yeah, I'll do it soon. I'm like, nah, fucking do it. She's slowly getting there. She's just got to, get it, put bits and pieces
Yeah,
aside. for it and all
cosplay
that
is
stuff.
really hard to. I don't know how Mara is, but I'm like hypercritical of myself when I do cosplay. Like it's just so hard to not be a perfectionist, especially when it's a character. Like, I don't think I could ever publicly cosplay as Serena or Princess Serenity. I just think because she's so beloved, and it'd be so easy to screw that up. But well, I think we can call it a night. Or for in your case, the morning.
Afternoon.
And
I gotta take off in a moment. I gotta go pick up my dad.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. You're such a sweetheart.
Yep.
But
Everyone's all like, Lethal, you're so crude, you're so lewd, you say very mean things. Like, hey, that all may be true, but I'm a fucking sweetheart, you assholes.
Oh, guess what I did?
What'd you do?
So I figured out how to get a tier 2 subscription on Twitch. Because I don't know anything about. I watch you, and sometimes I watch X-Ray Girl, and then like occasionally it'll be like a Mario Kart stream. So I'm not on Twitch a whole lot, but I figured out how to do a tier 2 sub, and I subbed to you at tier 2 for 3 months.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I love you. I want to support you.
That's kind.
So, you gotta support who you love when they're giving you good content. So
thank you.
Of course. Do you have any final closing remarks?
Subscribe to Lady Gravemaster, or I will reply to the messages your mother sends me. I'm a gentleman. I don't send the first message. I leave them on scene, but I will reply if you don't sub to Lady G.
Aw. You're so sweet. Thank you. And guys, make sure you guys sub to Lethal. He's got great stuff. He's funny, he games, he does all the things that you could possibly want. And he does them well. And we don't have any Halo for you, but that's okay.
Please don't take offense to this, but I am so glad we don't have to do Halo tonight. I really want a break from that, and I'm glad it's done.
Yep, nope, same. And the way it ended, it really just needs to die.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
But much love to you all. Thank you so much for coming. Lethal, it is always an honor and a privilege to get to stream with you. And we will talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.